Oh, you have anything to do later?
Yeah, I have class. What time is it?
Three something, 3:30.
I guess I should go eat.
Oh, okay. What time is your class?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 o'clock. Okay. You're going to eat. I think let's try half an hour. Or let's try half an hour.
Okay.
We last week we talked about the finances, right? Remember?
Mhm.
We talk about finances. We talk about how to manage our money and how to trust God for our income, how to trust God for the increase in our monthly income that God is going to give you. This is tied to the tithing, faithfully tied to God by faith, trusting God for that. Okay. Now we talk about the way we earn the income, how we should earn our income, the work ethic. Talk about the steward at work. So look at the Colossians 3.
Colossians 3.
Colossians 3. You will be very encouraged through that verse, the passage. Colossians 3 verses 23 to 24.
Colossians 3,
Yes.
5 to 6,
No, 23.
33.
23 to 24.
23 to 24.
Yes.
Okay. Whatever your task, put yourselves into it as done for the Lord and not for your masters, since you know that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward. You serve the Lord Christ.
All right. You say, look at this. When you serve in the world, when you do computer, when you do whatever, you do it as if you are doing for God, not for the master you are seeing, not for your supervisor, not for the boss, but you serve as if you are serving God. Yeah. The God is always seeing you at work, so you'll be faithful to God, not to the person on earth. When you do that, when you serve faithfully to the person, to God, when you whatever you do it for the Lord, you will receive an inheritance. As 24. See, you're not doing only good works. You're not doing only the giving to the poor. You receive inheritance. Even you do your work, where you can get your salary. You do your work now. If you do it faithfully, you get the salary on earth. You will receive reward in heaven. How nice! Did the Bible say it? You will receive reward and inheritance in heaven. You see, you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. The work you do now, the work you perform now, you will receive reward in heaven. Okay? It is the Lord you are serving. Can you imagine that? Can you take it in?
The Lord I am serving.
Yeah, can you take it in?
Yeah, I think so.
There was a total change of the attitude of my son when he served in a very difficult boss when he was in South Carolina. The boss was very stingy. The boss was very demanding. So initially, when he saw himself couldn't stand in the company, it's so difficult. So I show him the verse. Say here, when you serve the Lord. You serve the Lord not only in the church. You not serve only in the church through ushering, through singing song, through conducting, through the ushering. No, not only that, but in the workplace, you serve as if you're serving God.
Yeah, I can see that, like
as a ministry.
As a ministry.
Yeah. So that after that, his life totally transformed. His struggle disappeared. He said, "I'm serving the Lord. I'm not serving the boss." See, even though the boss is harsh, very harsh, but he knew that it was from the Lord, so he served God. So that's a total transformation. And then Proverbs 3, 5 to 6. This one, Proverbs 3, chapter 3, verses 5 to 6.
Verses 5 to 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not rely on your own insight.
Right, when you do trust in the Lord, do not depend on your own intellectual. So our attitude in work should be trusting God, not our intellectual, not our training, or not our past experience, but trust God. God will lead us. God will work through us in solving problems. So trust in the Lord, not our own strength. So as this is the attitude different. Even though you're still doing it, the work is still done by your hand, not by your fingers. But then the attitude is different. It's a redirect to God, not to ourselves. Not to depend on ourselves, but depend on God. So it's that it's the things that you do on what we see is still the same, but the attitude change. So we need to have attitude, trusting in God. This is what pleasing to the Lord, and it's the right thing to do. And then Ephesians 6:5. Ephesians 6:5. Ephesians 6:5.
Okay, slaves, obey your earthly masters with fear and trembling, in singleness of heart, as you obey Christ, not only while being watched and in order to please them, but as slaves of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart.
Okay. So here it says, slaves, obey your earthly master with respect and fear, with sincere heart, just as you would obey Christ. See? You look at just like I told you a while ago, my son learned the lesson. You obey the masters, you may obey the master of the company as if you are obeying the Lord, not seeing the person, but seeing the Lord behind the person. The Lord, the master or the boss or the executive or the supervisor may be harsh to us, or maybe offending, or maybe not easy for us to listen to the words of correction, but we know that God used the person to correct us. We know that God is using him or her to direct us, to change us, to mold us, to shape us into the likeness of Christ. So we will obey him even though we might not like it. In work sometimes, in the past, I have difficult time in working in the co-studio. I find a hard time. The co-studio boss have a hard time treating me, but I know that God is using her to fan me or to mold me, so I have to obey. As if I'm helping God. At the end, when I leave the job, or when I graduated, I bought good things, good gifts to the boss. I said, thank you for giving me a chance, even though in my heart I didn't like it. I did not like her. I knew that it's so harsh. She's a harsh boss, and everybody knows her. But at the end, I still give her gifts, bringing some gifts and to say thank you that you allow me to work here. Or else, not because of you, I would not have come to the school to study. So I still thank her, and she knew that I'm a good person, even eventually. So something like, because I know God's hand is in the person, the harsh boss. Okay, I have two parables for you. Matthew 25, 14 to 30. This parable is more frequent. Maybe you heard this from the preaching from the church. But there's another parable that we have read through, but we have not compared the two parables about the work efficiency or work attitude. 25. Matthew 25. You study that together side by side.
Matthew 25,
14 to 30.
14 to 30. Okay, for it is as if a man going on a journey summoned his slaves and entrusted his property to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. The one who had received the 5 talents went off at once and traded with them, and made 5 more talents. In the same way, the one who had 2 talents made 2 more talents. But the one who had received the 1 talent went off and dug a hole in the ground and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those slaves came and settled accounts with them. Then the one who had received the 5 talents came forward, bringing 5 more talents, saying, Master, handed over to me 5 talents. See, I have made 5 more talents. His master said to him, Well done, good and trustworthy slave. You have been trustworthy in few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Enter into the joy of your master. And the one with 2 talents also came forward, saying, Master, You handed over to me 2 talents. See, I have made 2 more talents. His master said to him, Well done, good and trustworthy slave. You have been trustworthy in a few things. I'll put you in charge of many things. Enter into the joy of your master. Then the one who had received the 1 talent also came forward, saying, Master, I knew that you were a harsh man, reaping what you did not sow, and gathering where you did not scatter seed. So I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. Here you have what is yours. Well, his master replied, You wicked and lazy slave. You knew, did you, that I reap where I did not sow, and gather where I did not scatter? Then you ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and on my return I would have received what was my own with interest. So take the talent from him and give it to the one with 10 talents. For all those who have more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But from those who have nothing, even what they have will be taken away.
Okay, so we can stop there. We can stop there. So that's 29, right? You finish at 29?
At 30.
Verse 30. You don't have the gnashing of teeth, whipping and gnashing of teeth. You have that?
Oh, that's
30.
30. Oh, as for the worthless slave, throw him into the outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Never mind. Actually, that's not my emphasis. My emphasis on the first two reports. First two slaves, they come back to report. So compare. You put your finger there, and you compare with Luke 19. Luke 19.
Luke 19.
This is a parable about the talents that most people preach about. This is very clear and very simple. But seldom you can see people preach about this one, or share about this one, or study about it. I want you to take notice about 2 parables here. They're actually not the same parable, but they are 2 separable, but they have different lessons. 19:12 to 26. 12 to
So he said,
26.
A nobleman went to a distant country to get royal power for himself, and then returned. He summoned 10 of his slaves and gave them 10 pounds, and said to them, Do business with these until I come back. But the citizens of his country hated him, and sent a delegation after him, saying, We do not want this man to rule over us. When he returned, having received royal power, he ordered these slaves to whom he had given the money to be summoned, so that he might find out what they had gained by trading. The first came forward and said, Lord, your pound has made 10 more pounds. He said to him, Well done, good slave. Because you have been trustworthy in a very small thing, take charge of 10 cities. Then the second came, saying, Lord, your pound has made 5 pounds. He said to him, And you rule over 5 cities. Then the other came, saying, Lord, here is your pound. I wrapped it up in a piece of cloth, for I was afraid of you, because you are a harsh man. You take what you do not deposit, and reap what you did not sow. He said to him, I will judge you by your own words, you wicked slave. You knew, did you, that I was a harsh man, taking what I did not deposit, and reaping what I did not sow? Why then did you not put my money into the bank? Then, when I returned, I could have collected it with interest. He said to the bystanders, Take the pound from him and give it to the one who has 10 pounds. And they said to him, Lord, he has 10 pounds. I tell you, to all those who have, more will be given, but for those who have nothing, even what they have will be taken away. But as for these enemies of mine, who do not want me to be king over them, bring them here and slaughter them in our presence.
All right. So you look at these 2 parables. Compare. Your finger off already. For the Matthew 25 a while ago. Matthew 25. You compare the 2 parables. You compare the two parables. I want you to compare the first 2 reports. The first 2 servants who come to report. The third reports from the servant of the third servant come to report that both of the parable will be similar. In Luke and Matthew, they will be similar. We don't want to talk about similar. We talk about differences. So, can you spot the differences between Matthew and Luke for the first two to come to report?
In this one, it just says that there's a man going on a journey. In this one, it says a nobleman went to a distant country to get royal power for himself and then return.
Okay. And then later on, the parable, the contents of the parable.
This one, he just says that he's gonna give you like a reward. And this one, he says that he's gonna give the guy 10 cities to rule over.
Okay. You look at the comparison between the two. Side by side. Because there are three reports. You have Matthew 3 reports and then you have 3 reports in Luke. You can look at the detail. Or you may just you will just you see how many capital given to the three servants in Matthew. How many capital given to the 3 servants? Are they the same or different in Matthew?
Oh, this one is 10 slaves.
The Luke has 10 slaves. Okay.
Yeah.
Matthew have how many slaves?
Just 3 slaves.
3 slaves. Okay. So how many do you use talents? Your Bible use which unit?
This one says talents and this one says pounds.
Pounds and talents, right? Okay. How many talents given to the 3 servants in Matthew?
One has 5, one has 2, and the other has 1.
All right. So different, right? Yeah. Both of them different. Why they were given different talents?
According to their abilities.
Right, according to their ability. So according to how much they can handle, right? And then in Luke, how many given to the servant? How many pounds?
He gave each of them 10 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Look at carefully. How many servants?
Just 10 servants.
The master, the nobleman has how many capital he has?
Oh, he has 10 pounds.
Okay, so how much given to each of the servants?
Oh, they gave 1 pound to each of them.
Okay. So this presumably all of them have equal capability. Presumably all of them are equal. So each one give 1 on it. 1. Right? Equal. Each one of them given. But the Matthew case, they were given not equal, but they're equal according to their ability. According to ability, they are still equal. Okay. At the end, what happened? What's the result?
He slaughtered the ones that didn't.
No. The 2 servants. The one had the first two servants had come to report. What did he say? In Matthew, what did he say?
He says, "See, I have made 2 more talents."
Which one?
And the first one said, "See, I have made 5 more talents."
Right. How much he was given?
He was given 5.
5, and then he made 5. How many percent he made?
He made, I think, 5% or 10.
5 to 5. How many percent?
50. I'm not good at math.
Okay. 5. It's 100%.
100%. Oh yeah.
One time. 100%. One time. And then and then you see the reward. You see the master how he rewarded him. How the master rewarded him?
the master. He said he'll put you in charge of many things.
21.
21.
Mm.
His master said to him, "Well done, good and trustworthy slave. You have been trustworthy in a few things. I'll put you in charge of many things. Enter the joy of your master."
Okay, look at it. Look at the few things that he was rewarded. He was praised. He was given a responsibility of charge of many things, and come to enjoy the happiness of the master. All these three description, right? So to the person who has a return of 100%. Okay, second one. 22.
And the one with the 2 talents also came forward, saying, "Master, you handed over to me 2 talents.
Mm.
See, I have made 2 more talents."
Mm. Mm. Okay. Two given 2 make 2. How many percentage he have earned?
100.
100 now. So it's
Yeah.
still the same. So you see, look at the reward. 23 and 24. 23.
His master said to him, "Well done, good and trustworthy slave. You have been trustworthy in a few things. I'll put you in charge of many things. Enter into the joy of your master."
You see, look at the description, the 3 things. You can see the similarity between the previous one.
Mhm.
The 3 things, same thing. Okay. So you have to receive the same thing according to the return that you have earned for you. So both of them are equal because they are given according to their talents. So even though in measurement there was a discrepancy, one given 5, the other one given 2, but then there was fair to them because it was given according to their ability. So all of them at the end, they put the best into it, they earn 100%. Both of them 100%, even though there's earning 5, they are 1 and 2, but they are both the same reward, the same efficiency. See, because these are faithful. You see, look at it. Because you're faithful, the master said, "You're good and faithful servant." As long as the person is good and faithful, he will earn 100%, and then the reward will be the same, regardless how many given. You can see in the church, or even see the believers, there are some people who will be doing good things, achieving a lot, but we don't have to be jealous, because in heaven, the reward might be the same for you, and compared to the other person, because to that person who is performing well, he can have a lot of achievements because he was given much talent to him. But to you, maybe lesser talents, so your achievement may be not that great. But if you have to put your best into it, he has also put his best into it, even though he looks so glamorous, a big achievement, and yours is also a small, but at the end when you go to heaven, the reward will still be the same. The reward will be good and faithful servant. You will be faithful in not many things, but I will give you in charge of many things in heaven. So come and enjoy the happiness of the master. So the reward given to you and given to the talented person who has glamorous reward return will be the same. So there's no need for us to get jealous in the ministry or on earth. Those people who can do a lot of things, they have a lot of achievement, we don't have to worry because they were given much more talent. So this is what the parable teaching us. So the third servant will be the same. The third servant with the Matthew and compared to Luke, they are the same. So we don't have. I will talk about later. So look at Luke. Look at Luke. The parable of the nobleman. We mentioned there were 10 servants, right? All of them given equal pounds. All of them taken 1 pound each. 10 servants. But you should look at the return. Look at the return. 16. How many times? How many percentage he earned? Or how many times he earned? 16.
He earned 10 more pounds.
That is 10 times, right?
Yeah, 10 times.
And look at the second one. Oh, okay. Look at the reward. 17.
17. The reward, "Well done, good slave, because you have been trustworthy in a very small thing. Take charge of 10 cities."
Okay, so he was given 10 cities because he was given one pound, but earned 10 times. So his Okay, now look at the second one. The second one comes in 18.
Then the second came, saying, Lord, your pound has made 5 pounds.
His reward 19.
He said to him, and you rule over 5 cities.
Okay, see, 5 pounds 5 times rewarded with 5 cities. The first one 10 times rewarded with 10 cities. You can see the reward is different, right?
Yeah.
Is it not unfair? Is it not unfair?
Unfair?
Yeah. The reward not fair or not?
I think it's fair.
Why?
Because he made 5 pounds. Oh wait,
The first one make.
The first one made 10 pounds, and the second one made 5 pounds.
Okay. And then the 10 pound given 10 cities, the 5 pound given 5 cities. They are different reward.
Yeah, they are different rewards.
Is it not fair? This is talking about the reward in heaven. Is it not fair?
I don't think it is fair.
Why?
Because the one that did better got better reward.
Okay.
And the one that did okay got an okay reward.
Okay. Efficiency. This one talk about efficient. Presumably everybody equal talents, but the first one make it more efficient. That's why he increased his return 10 times. The second one, he also put his efficiency, but not as great as the first one. So his return only five times. That's why the reward is lesser than the first one. Because the efficiency given, he has returned much more better than the second one. Presumably they are the equal talents, equal capability. Also the setting of the first variable and the second variable, they are different. So because they're given different ratio of the capability with the different capital for them. See, the first one talk about faithful, good and faithful, the Matthew. The one in Luke talk about efficiency, how much efficient you put into it. So the more efficient you are, the more reward you get in heaven. So they compare to yourself, not compare to anybody, because we do not know. When we compare, for you and me, compare together, we never know how much efficient I have, how much efficient you have. But the parable talk about a person compared to yourself. You compare yourself, you must put the best into your work, make it the best, make it the most efficient, so that you can get the best reward in heaven. So this is the lesson here in Luke. Can you see that?
Yes.
Also, the third one, we never want to be the third one. The one is lazy and wicked. Both of them, the third one on Matthew and Luke, they are both wicked and lazy. That's why they got discipline at the end. He was thrown into the darkness. Where is the darkness? Whether is no one can say it is hell, because hell you have fire in hell, it cannot be dark, right? The hell will be burning, we suffer burning with fire. It cannot be dark. Why is it called the dark and gnashing of teeth? So nobody knows. And in Matthew talk about the gnashing of teeth, whipping and gnashing of teeth. We do not know the description, what the description is. And we know that you can see a description here is that it is probably a stage of regret, the stage of lack, or the stage of uncomfortable. But it is in heaven, because our reward in heaven is not based on our works, not our performance, right? Our rewards in eternal life based on the faith in Jesus, but not based on the works we are doing on earth. But then the reward in heaven, of course, is based on our performance. Our performance, the more we do it for God, the more we perform, the better we are, the reward will be greater in heaven. So here we can say that faithful, Matthew said faithful, do your work, do your ministry, do your work faithful. But here in Matthew talk about put more strategy, put more intellectual, put more strategy, put more wisdom into your work, so that the work can multiply, be bountiful. And so that work efficiency will give you promotion. So that's what here the parable tells us. Okay, so both of us, we need to do that. Both will be important. First, of course, faithful, little thing, faithful, work hard. Second one, work smart. First one is work hard. Second one is, in Luke, is work smart. Okay, work smart. Work hard is not enough, but work smart. Okay, so can you see that? So this is work ethic. Boy,